Hello, Dr. Jessica with a couple tidbits about emotions and going back to school. And this one's a fun one because the emotions for school run the gambit of anything from total excitement to total just devastation on everybody's part, whether you're an adult going back to school, a kid, or you're an adult with children going back to school. You know, the emotions can just run really, really big here. And one of the things that I always recommend people to do is kind of take an assessment of how they have tagged a certain emotion. And I'll give you an example. Sometimes people are really excited about something, but in their youth, maybe somebody with some good meanings, but not necessarily understanding how kids' brains work, would look down and say, "Oh, are you nervous?" Because they're nervous. Not that you were nervous, but they were the ones with the problem. And so now all of a sudden you assign in your brain this excitement and this anticipation as being nervous. And so now we have a great emotion that kind of got tagged as a negative emotion. And so that takes a little bit of conscious thought to re-tag it back as anticipation. And so what I always recommend to my patients when we come across these things, first of all, label all the emotions you're not real happy with that you're having on a regular basis. And then see if you can remember any part of your life where maybe somebody did tag them wrong, or maybe you tagged them wrong. And then what we have to do is we have to take the brain out of the stress response. And this can be done through some deep breathing exercises, meditation, yoga, light walking, and then also essential oils are tremendous for turning off that brain and kind of getting it to relax. Because I always joke, when a bear's chasing you is not the time to learn how to knit, right? So if we're gonna start re-tagging emotions, we need our brain not in the stress response to do this. So once we've done our exercises and we've begun to relax, then we can acknowledge, hey, I'm actually very excited and anticipating this. And I go ahead and release all of the emotions of nervousness because I really am looking forward to doing this new project, school, class, whatever it is that you want to apply. And this isn't something that's like, boom, there it is, done. But it is something that if done consistently, will start to make some really great changes. Another fantastic tool is EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, tapping, and we can put some links on there for you to read how to do that as well. The other part about school that I really express to my patients, to my children, is the fact that there's 7 different levels of IQ. Like there's definitive different categories. Woo, say that 3 times fast. And what school is doing right now is testing 1. So I love the meme that went around a couple of years ago where it's a school teacher and he looks over the classroom and there's a fish and a monkey and a giraffe and a hippo and all the animals of the wild. And the teacher says, okay, today's test is gonna be go climb a tree. Well, guess what? One of those animals is gonna do it really great. A fish is probably gonna fail. But if you put that fish in the water, where do they survive and thrive, right? So that's something that, is a hurdle that many of the parents are starting to realize now, is that the way things are being taught and test taking isn't everybody's strength. It certainly was not mine. And that's pretty much the way kids are being graded right now. So I would really, really encourage some honest conversations with children that, how can we look at what their strengths are and manage how school is being done right now? And that's just done with some really great, open, honest conversations with our children. And then also maybe going into the school systems and asking, is there things that my child can do? Like my first child had to move to think. So making her sit still while taking a test didn't work. So we actually stuck her in the back of the class and then she was able to move and dance and she wasn't a bother to the other students and she did significantly better when she could move. So beginning to think outside of the box and beginning to really be a warrior for your child and not be afraid to kind of go stand up and ask for the things that they need to be successful in a school system that is really kind of only allowing for one type of success. So I hope these little tidbits have been good for you. Oh, and moms out there, regardless if you're homeschooling, regardless if you're sending your kids back to school, do something for you. Even if it's just an hour, even if it's just a nice walk, just do something to help transition, summertime to school time, and get your mind kind of going in a different direction. And you'll find that you'll be able to hit it, knock the things out of the park you want to, when you just get into a routine of celebrating summer's over, celebrating the school year is begun, celebrating all the things that come with school. And there's some other negative stuff too, but I think if we can kind of focus a little bit on the positive for just a moment, it helps our brain reframe and think of solutions a little bit differently. So I hope this has been helpful for you all. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.